Welcome everyone back. And yeah, what am I need to talk about? Yeah, I'm revisiting Tobirama Senju versus Percy Jackson, the death battle that me and some of my co-hosts did probably about let's say about 2 years ago, right? So 2 years ago we did this death battle. And in this death battle, we discussed why Percy Jackson versus Tobirama, why it wasn't as close, right? That's what I was told. It wasn't really close as a battle. It's sunny than a mother lover out here. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Let me see if I can't lay like this. Um, them going at each other and who will win. And my co-host told me it was kind of pushed really heavy that Percy Jackson would win. Based off of location, the location was a regular beach. So there was no advantage for no one involved, except a little bit of Percy Jackson, considering that Percy does control water. So he controlled water, so he gets a little bit more of a, you say a slight advantage. Not a lot of advantage, but just a slight advantage. And Tobirama, Senju from the Naruto verse, they can create water pretty much out of thin air. Let's be honest here. They can create water out of thin air. They're not like the avatars from Avatar The Last Airbender, nothing like that. So I was told throughout the whole battle that Percy Jackson got this on lock. There was nothing that Tobirama could do, etc., etc., etc. Well, as some of you guys know, if you're following the podcast, the House of Dre podcast, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, several other spots, and the death battle itself is on the House of Dre podcast on YouTube. The House of Dre on YouTube. You go find I linked it. I don't know if that's gonna be the link or not, but it should be the link. Um, did y'all know I was reading? I went ahead and read the Percy Jackson series. There's more than just 5 books. Listened to slash read the first 5 books, and then it's two of them after that. It's two of them after that. It was called the Heroes of Olympus and the Son of Neptune, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the two. And when I'm listening to it, there was a point where Percy Jackson, he had the River Styx from the underworld, which gave him pretty much a superhuman body, meaning that normal weaponry couldn't kill him. That was the thing. Well, in the Son of Neptune, he lost that ability. He did lose that ability whenever he crossed over to the Roman side. I didn't finish that book. Of course, I didn't finish the book. I ain't finished the book. But there's certain things that Percy Jackson is able to do. He's able to pull poison. I mean, anything that was poison, he was able to pull. He was immune to poison because poison has a little bit of liquid in it. And he's able to liquefy that, and he can use that so he can pull the liquid out. Of course, water does not kill him. It gives him his strength. He's immune to water, pretty much. He's immune to water, so he can sit in the water field and gain energy, gain power, gain strength, gain speed. You do all that in the water. But however, the reason why I'm revisiting this, is because out of everything I've heard, one thing that's very clear and very noticeable, he's not fast. He is not fast at all, people. He is not that fast. So we have this demigod who doesn't move faster than the speed of light, doesn't break the sound barrier, doesn't do any of that. He doesn't have that ability to him. His weaponry of choice, his riptide, which cuts gods and demons, monsters and demons, monsters and gods, if I'm not mistaken. It cuts monsters and gods. The wristwatch shield, which allows him to block attacks and stuff like that. And then his mastery over water. None of those, everything that I've heard, none of those does anything that Tobirama have and can do. Tobirama, he's way faster than him. He has the speed advantage of him easily. Tobirama was known as one of the fastest ninjas in the Naruto universe. Not only that, was he one of the fastest of the Naruto universe, but the fact that he's able to, what is it called, the Flying Thunder God Raijin. Basically, what happens is he's able to teleport to certain locations based off of his speed. So his speed alone, he was moving way faster than any normal person. Only two people who was able to surpass him in speed was the fourth Hokage, who was known as the Yellow Flash because how fast he was. Not only that, but the Yellow Flash was able to mark his territory. So he was able to mark somebody with when he touched somebody, there's a there's a um there's a sign that appears on them and disappears within their skin. That way he can teleport to that he can teleport to that person at any point in time. He used to also give that kunais to every single person that he comes in contact with. We had one example where he's able to mark all these kunais and port them directly at the enemy. He's able to teleport to each one and kill every single enemy using that speed. That's something that Tobirama was doing himself. Tobirama said, "Okay, you're a little bit faster than me." Well, not a little bit. Then he said, "Yeah, you're a little bit faster than I am using my technique that I used. This is my technique. I use this, but you're better at using it because of what he's able to do with the seals that he's able to put on there." And then of course, Naruto was also faster than him because Naruto in his what was that? His Biju cloak. He was able to move just as fast as the Yellow Flash at that point in time. So Tobirama's speed is way past anything that Percy has ever dealt with. And the whole entire Percy Jackson books, they don't deal with people that moves past the sound barrier. Let's be honest here, they don't move faster than the sound barrier. They fight and clash, yes, but most of the times that I've heard and most of the scenes, a lot of walking, a lot of running, a lot of regular human running and walking, a lot of monsters that don't move faster than breaking the sound barrier. Naruto series broke the sound barrier in part one. The second Hokage is way past that. So there is nothing, the speed wise, there's nothing they can do. So you got to deal with his speed. Sword of sword combat, I mean, I can give it to Percy because I know the second Hokage he has it, but I don't know how great he was at using a sword. Even though he hasn't part of his arsenal, I'll say he was pretty solid at it. I think he was probably just as good, but I'm gonna give it to Percy with sword of sword combat based off the fact that Percy trained, became basically the best hand-to-hand swords user in the entire Camp Half Blood, and the fact that he was able to swap swords with Ares, the god of war. I'll give him that. I'll give Percy that. But Tobirama also has trained in swords, considering back in the warring states before there was any hidden villages, they was going to war against the Uchihas, who has the Sharingan that allows them to see movements, allows them to see hand signals for jutsus and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give him about a little bit of average to a little bit above average on that. And I'm gonna give Percy the win on that one. Speed goes to Hokage. Um, I would say strength wise, that's a great question. Strength wise, I don't think Tobirama was that strong, quite honestly. I'm talking about physical strength. Percy, like I said, he got power from the river Styx from the underworld that allowed him to be superhuman. So I'm gonna give Percy that. I'm gonna give it to him. Now, despite Tobirama being a ninja and stuff, I'm still gonna give that part to Percy. Um, Arsenals. Percy Jackson, like he controls water, and that's it. That's his main thing. Tobirama is a water style user. However, there are also different points of seeing Percy. The way a lot of the series goes, they're built for war, but there's a lot of things that he's never seen before. So he won't be able to counteract. He won't be able to counteract Tobirama putting explosive tags on a spear of water. I think Percy will see it, but he wouldn't know what it is. And then by the time he find out what it is, the explosive tags go off. I don't know how fast. Let's say 5 seconds. I think 5 seconds. That's how long it takes for them to explode. So unless Percy can, within 5 seconds, can push that water away from him, he's going to get blown up. He's going to die, or he's going to be massively injured. So now, so you have all that. You have Tobirama's. Quite honestly, it's still hard for me to say that Percy just easily win that. I don't. I think the main thing I'm looking at, quite honestly, is just the speed of the second Hokage. I think the second Hokage speed is just way too much for Percy to handle. So my personal opinion, going back against this, they told me Percy would win because there was nothing that Tobirama could do that Percy couldn't do. But then when I'm listening to it and listening to the stories and stuff, there's literally nothing that Percy Jackson could do to touch Tobirama outside of using water, which the second Hokage is a mastery. He mastered the water jutsus. He's a master water user. So there's what are we doing here, right? What are we doing here? Outside of that, Tobirama probably has more arsenal jutsus that we probably haven't seen before because we didn't get to see too much of him. We only got to saw a little bit of him. Not only that, But if I'm taking scenarios versus scenarios, I hate to do that. But taking scenario, Tobirama can repeat every single feat that Percy Jackson was able to. I think if you put Tobirama in Percy Jackson's shoes, Tobirama can do exactly everything perfectly that Percy Jackson did throughout the entire book series. Vice versa, Percy Jackson wouldn't last too long in the Naruto verse based off of speed alone. He's needing access to water, and water's not accessible throughout the ninja world like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's by oceans 24/7. He's not. Conan, the Hidden Leaf Village, is literally full of. There's not a close ocean or something that Percy can grab, put inside his body, and use that as a fighting shield. He doesn't. They doesn't have that. Not only that, but there's also other ninjas that can get around things like that. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, if y'all think he can beat, that's why I'm going with Tobirama. I think Tobirama can do everything that he can do, but faster because of his speed. What he's being born into war and fighting nonstop in the war. Percy Jackson, at the age of 12, he was just now getting introduced to the world of the demigods and stuff. Tobirama literally is born in war. He's born in war. He grew up in war, fighting against these Uchihas who are adults killing off his brothers and stuff. That's what he is. I mean, that's what he's mixed into. Not only that, but later on, you had Tobirama be able to learn how to create the what was it, the shadow clone jutsu, something that Percy never seen. He's able to bring back the dead, something Percy never seen before, because they don't have that in the Percy Jackson series. They don't have bringing back the dead. That's something that, that's anime related stuff. There's so much stacks and stuff added to Tobirama over Percy Jackson that I'm pushing back and saying Tobirama beats Percy Jackson. Now, if you have other stats that maybe I don't know much about, because I have looked up Percy Jackson, all the stuff I'm like, yeah, he's very impressive with a lot of things, but that's nothing that I haven't seen before that says that Percy would beat him straight up. I don't think so. I think Tobirama can beat Percy Jackson. If I'm wrong, let me know. You gotta let me know. Like I said, the description should be the link to the death battle itself. That's on YouTube. Follow the YouTube page, The House of Dre. I am working on a project that should be very interesting. I think it should be interesting. Follow my podcast, The House of Dre podcast, on Spotify, Pandora, iHeart Music, Amazon Music. I think some other spots. I can't remember other spots. But until then, I'll catch you on the next one, man.